So, good evening friends. Today we are discussing about the structure of a flower. Flower is a very important part of a plant which are essential for the development of fruit. And the flower consists of a four part. The outer greenish part is known as calyx and the alternative name of the calyx is a sepals. And inner to the calyx there are some colored petals are present. These petals are also known as corolla. And in a flower this is a male part and the male part known as androecium, and the whole this whole part is known as gynoecium, which is a female part of a flower. And the flower consists of two different types of hole. First one is a reproductive hole, which are consist of gynoecium, which is a female part of a flower, and the other one is androecium, which is a male part of a flower. And the second holes are known as accessory holes or the non-essential hole, which contains calyx and the corolla. They are not performing role in reproduction but helping in the protection of the reproductive part of a flower. So as the question arises, what is a mean by the complete flower? So a flower which have all four hole like calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium is known as complete flower. And the unit of gynoecium, it means a single number of gynoecium is known as carpel, pistil or megasporophyll. And if we are talking about the unit of androecium, then it is known as stamen microsporophyll. And if a flower have a single reproductive part, either a male or a female, then the flower known as unisexual. And if a flower having a male part, androecium, then it is known as staminate. And if a flower containing a female part, gynoecium, then it is known as pistillate. When a flower having both male and the female part, then it is known as bisexual in nature. As we move to the structure of the male and the female part in a detail, then it is a structure of androecium. An androecium is consist of two regions. This long tube-like structure is known as a filament, which provides support or the attachment and to the anther, and the outer part or this point-like structure is known as anther. And as we move to the structure of the female part, that is known as gynoecium. The upper plate-like structure is known as a stigma, the long tube-like structure is known as a style, and the swollen part is known as ovary, and inside the ovary there is a point-like structure that is known as ovule. Now we move to the life cycle of angiosperm, how the androecium and gynoecium play role in the formation of male and the female gametophyte and how it is converted into the complete plant. So a flower having an androecium is also known as microsporangium and performing a cell division, and the process is known as microsporogenesis. And by a process of microsporogenesis it produces microspore, and the microspore is also known as pollen grain, and the pollen grain further divided into two types of nucleus and form three-celled male gametophyte. In three-cell male gametophyte, here is a one tube cell and a two sperm cell. And as we move to the structure of the ovary is also are known as megasporangium, and it performing megasporogenesis and produce megaspore. And after the cell division, megaspore is converted into the embryo sac or female gametophyte, which is a seven-celled or 8 nuclei structure. And when both male and the female combine together, then it forms zygote. And after the development, zygote is converted into the embryo, and embryo is converted into the seed or and fruit, seed and fruit, and it developed into the plant or a flower. So by this, a whole life cycle of angiosperm is going on. I hope all of you understand the concept of flower and the life cycle of angiosperm. Thank you.